Hello my 3D print workers, this is Brian from ScanPrint 3D. Today I will make a list of daily things I'm using with my Prusa XL printer for my print. I think I should share a little bit. Most of you maybe know some tools, but for those who are also new on 3D printing, I think this is a really good chance to check up your own list and see if you're complete, and let me also know in the comments what tools you're using. So let's start with number one. What could be number one? Pliers. Classic plier. So when I have some filigree prints and I need sometimes to get some support material out of a corner, this is a perfect tool to use. This very neat, and it's very easy to remove support material or sometimes a little string somewhere from inside. Maybe I can show you something. So this is just an example, like you have something boxed and you need to get somewhere deep inside. If this had a structure like this, or you need to get in a small chamber, perfect tool for this. So number one. Number two, while we're staying with pliers, we have this, I think called fine cut. This one is great for also cutting little strings really off on the housing, somewhere invisible, but also for filament. If you want to cut this nice blue filament, I love this color. If you start a load of filament before, so it's nice to have a sharp cut here on the front. I cut it in an angle, so don't cut it 90 degrees, but cut it in an angle, so it will make it kind of a... I'll give you an example how not to do it. This is 90 degrees. It's not a good idea, but instead give it 30 degrees. Now you see, this is much more sharp and it fits easier into the tubes. Of course, it's Prusa, so it's manual loaded. I don't have a problem with that since I do not run a print farm with hundreds of printers. But yeah, it's a good idea. Okay, back to this. So number two, this kind of fine cut. While we're cutting, a knife, just something like this. Sometimes I have just a new filament, the plastic you cut open with this. It's very handy. Every man should have a sharp blade nearby the printer. There's many occasions you can use this. So number three. Number four, we still stay in the cutting part. A little box, same here again. Those little cutting tools, I don't need them very often, but you see you have different blades. So it's again, if you have some, let's say more detailed print and you need to ensure mechanic movement, or there's something in a way or something, you can really use this tool. Carefully, to cut. So let's say you want to come somewhere in a corner and you want to just cut something off where other tools can't reach. It's a perfect tool to do some minor work, adjustment work, and make maybe the last little fine-tuning on your print. So in general, let's say additional blades, cutting tools. I don't know actually how you call that in English, maybe let me know. In German, I would even not know, just fine cutters. All right, next one. What could be the next? Classic. So a brush. I have also a stainless one, but I think brush is a bit better because softer. This one I use mainly to clean the nozzle around. The nozzle should have a temperature basically 250 degrees, the max temperature, to get really rid of the material from the former filament which got out. Sometimes this can even lead to a clogging of the nozzle. So I use this one. I have a small one and a big one. I have no links yet, affiliate links. It's a small channel, but I'm sure you'll find plenty of this on Amazon. So number five. Number six, the famous deburring tool. So I love that. When I was young and did an apprenticeship in a metal workshop, learned technical draftsman, I love this tool. Whenever we had a metal part, we were grinding it. The corners were really sharp. In Germany we say is a Grat, maybe a burr or something, burring. And this one, yeah, got also very handy in the 3D business, especially when you have, in the 3D print business, when you have let's say a brim or something, and then you remove the brim by hand, you always have a kind of an edge left, and then you can use this tool really nicely and here, like this. But make sure you keep it constant working, so don't start somewhere in the middle and then you get kind of very wavy. Always try to start from the beginning to the end. If you have a radius here, you for instance can just go here and then try to go around the corner. You see it's rotating, so sometimes it helps to put the finger behind that first curve, the swing here, to stabilize it a bit more. And then again, see I have a better control over the tool. And then it's about the radius, the angle I'm rotating it. So now I want to have a bit more on top, I lift it up and voila. You see it's a very fine material, removing here and yeah, it's a very good result. It's a very necessary tool if you produce prints with a good quality in the end, or you send it to the client and you want to make sure it looks really neat. Perfect tool. Don't worry. Next one, a grinder, a fine little one. I have quite a set of them. I have round, a square. This one is one flat, one round. Very helpful again for corners to grind something, to make really give it the last little touch to make sure your 3D print is really, yeah, clean. Just the client, when you open the package, sees, wow, this is a high quality product he received. Then those two things, I have actually 5 different diameters. These are actually metal pins used in other business when you have to hammer something through. But I found out these tools are quite helpful when you have a part where you have let's say a screw hole, and I put it on the bed with this surface down, and it has a little support inside. This is perfect to just push off the rest of the support. So it's quite a little tool where you can pinch through and make sure remaining supports are also get really removed. So perfect tool. Let me know in the comment how you call that in English. It's is it a pinch tool or whatever? So it has different diameters. I assume this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So quite helpful to, yeah. So this is not really a tool directly for the printer, but this is one of the tools where I always defended, we can use Allen keys manual, but I have a lot of screws in my parts. So I found out, no, I don't want that. So I skipped this one and also invested in a little electric one. I have a pretty fancy one here actually. It's not sponsored yet, so I can just tell you it's really, really bling bling inside. It has plenty of tools, but as I said, it's not sponsored. And so next time, maybe if I have an affiliate link, I will put it underneath, because you also need to earn some money with this channel, right? So I'll put that back here. This comes in the middle, but I'll leave it for now since I use this tool a lot. So what is it in English? In Germany we say Akkuschrauber, Akku drill, because accumulator has a battery. So I would say it's what is it, a little screwdriver, an automatic screwdriver. That's what I use quite a lot. Then next one. So to clean the plate, many people recommended buy some sharp metal blade, and it's really good. But to be honest, I get the plate over here. Give me a sec, guys. So it's my Prusa plate with the satin, very fine structure. And the last thing I want is to put this metal blade on it, because it has sharp corners, a little bit of angle. And I found out also if you are a little bit too steep, it really stuck. So let's give it a try. I already feel it doesn't want to slide. It kind of stuck somewhere in the corner, and to be honest, I don't like that. It really hurts my plate. So I made an experiment. I went today to a local paint shop and bought this kind of cheap. So, and with this one, because it's physics, yeah, that's what you learn in a metal shop. Easy, you see? When two pieces grind each other, the softer one will always degrade. This one is cheap, I can sacrifice. But I don't want to rip off my plate. I mean, I see some YouTubers and they're going washing, they're scratching. That looks like, I don't know, it looks like a dance floor from a tango club. So I'm using only this. I haven't even tried yet the glue stick. I don't think really we need glue sticks. Well, there's some technical engineered parts you probably need it. So if I have now one corner here a little bit, just put a bit more laugh in. So that's my approach now. So I bought them just today, and honestly, so far it works well. Me personal, metal blades, no. Let me know in the comments what you think, what is your experience, and be honest, show me your print bed too. Alright, now we are with the print bed, so let's continue on this. Once you clean the rough parts off, pizza, food on a pizza. So we need to chemical clean it, and as every YouTuber already tells you, you should buy this isopropanol, 99.9%. I still have it in a simple metal box. The guy Johan from TNL, from Tel Aviv, cool guy. I met him actually on the Formnext last week, very brief in a cafe, big hello. So he also told me like get a sprayer like a can or what you have for flowers. So right now what I still do is like open it, try not to breathe too much. Take a microcloth, and then you can see it works perfect. Big long surfaces here. So, but this I do when I have it already in the printer. This is now just for demonstration here, and that's it. Okay, so let's close that. Ooh, you can smell it. One of the others. Always make sure before you put it back on the heat bed that the printer is off. You clean it by hand or by cloth to make sure there is nothing underneath the print bed and in between. Voila, it's on. Alright, back to our list. Yeah, some simple Prusa tools, basically. So far I was lucky I didn't have to change the nozzle yet. The nozzle didn't clog. I know you can buy those needles for the nozzle to clean. It's probably very useful. That's on my list to get. But I always have these kind of standard tools in case you need to change it. So it's probably a useful tool for now. Since I have only this one XL, 2 heads, I think I'm fine with this. But at least you should know where they are. Another additional tool, I forgot for what it exactly is, but I know it's somewhere for the printer. It's for the extruder, for the adjustment for the height, that one. All right, so, and once we have, we need this one. So here's important, because sometimes you have stringing, and I had recently a part where the special material caused on the side. It was nearly like a fur. It really stuck out, some corners here there. So I did first on an old part the test and got it a bit too slowly. So I was pointing too long on a point, and immediately it changed the surface, not for the better. It looked different, looked more matte, and it was actually absolutely shit. Good that I tried it on an old piece. But so what I learned is it's the same like when you spray something, paint something, or do a paint job. So you have that on a smaller flame, not super big, and where the area is of the stringing, you just go very slow, up, down a few times, and in a longer distance. So rather approach it with a little heat from a further distance, and you see what happens. The little strings, they're really super thin. They're like this sugar powder with the kids on the Tivoli. So it will melt immediately away, but if you hold it a bit too long and you have some thin wall thickness, which I had on the part here, it immediately whoop, put away from it, and the part was garbage. I couldn't sell it. So that's my learning with this can. If you guys have other experience, I just know, do it very kind of fast this way, up, down, turn it, but never do it like this, you ruin your part. That's my experience. So this one, great. Last but not least, are we on the final? Yeah, we're on the final for now, because it's just the basic part. The Prusa handbook. If there's something, of course, you look in here, I love it, sometimes with information, but honestly, I also use a lot ChatGPT when I learned a lot about Prusa slicer, and this tool is so rich, especially when you go into the advanced version. So ChatGPT is basically my personal hotline on one screen, and really learn to adjust and stuff like this. So let me know if you guys, whether you use Prusa or any other brand from China, when you have a problem, what kind of source you rely to. Are you going just on Google? Are you going on YouTube? Are you using any AI like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or whatever? Or do you still use classic manuals? Or are you really calling the hotline of, let's say, Prusa, Creality, Bamboo Lab, whatever all the names? Do you have success with those hotlines? I would be really interested in how you succeed when you're struggling. And yeah, that's it for today. Ladies and gentlemen, if I forgot something, what you guys might use, let me know in the comments. I would be really happy, because I'm still learning as well, and I'm just happy to share this with you guys. And over and out, see you next time. Bye bye.